Welcome to the Library Afterschool program. This workshop is called In It to Pin It and is inspired by Mana Hewitt's exhibit Persistence, curated by Liz Miller. Persistence opens September 10th and runs through December 6th. Meet Mana Hewitt. Born to a military family, Hewitt has lived in Arizona, England, Florida, Illinois, and South Carolina. Her mother was an art teacher, so from childhood, Hewitt was drawn to art. She received her BA and MFA from the University of South Carolina, where she is currently a senior instructor and the director of undergraduate studies in the School of Visual Art and Design. Hewitt's award-winning art has taken many forms over the years, including ceramics, painting, and metal. Persistence is an exhibition of over 60 commemorative medals in recognition of the courage and perseverance of women who have challenged societal perceptions and worked to improve conditions for all. Hewitt portrays important women in history, from artists and musicians to scientists and politicians. The designs of the medals reflect aspects pertaining to the individuals portrayed and may give you a clue as to what they were known for. Looking at the design of this medal, for what might Aretha Franklin be known? If you guessed music, you were right. Aretha Franklin, universally nicknamed the Queen of Soul, was an American singer, songwriter, actress, pianist, and civil rights activist. In 1987, she became the first female artist to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Looking at the design of this medal, for what do you think Diane Arbus was known? A clue lies in its shape. If you noticed that this medal was in the design of an old-fashioned camera and said photography, you were right. Arbus was an American photographer who worked to normalize marginalized groups and highlight the proper representation of all people. Looking at the design of this medal, for what do you think Maya Angelou was known? If you guessed ornithology or the study of birds, it would be a good guess, but you'd be wrong. Maya Angelou was an American poet, storyteller, autobiographer, and civil rights activist. She is best known for her 1969 autobiography, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, hence the shape of this medal. Etched on the back of the medal is a verse from Angelou's poem Caged Bird. It reads, "The caged bird sings with fearful trill of the things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom." To view all 60 medals created by Hewitt and to learn more about the amazing women she commemorates in her work, visit us at the Art Museum. We have free admission and would love to see you. For more information, visit us at www.myrtlebeachartmuseum.org. Now it's time for an art project. These are the materials you will need: black acrylic paint, a Q-tip, a 6 by 6 inch piece of aluminum foil folded into quarters, 3 inch by 3 inch piece of tracing paper, pin back button front and back, dull pencil, school glue, and a paper towel. First, take all the materials out of your art kit that you picked up at one of the participating libraries. Place the materials in front of you. Our first step is to take the 3 by 3 inch piece of tracing paper and a dull pencil and place the top of the pinback button on top of the tracing paper and trace around it. Next, draw the design that you want to put on your pin. We traced the pinback button so that we know exactly how much space we have to work with. I'm drawing a phonograph, like the phonograph that we saw on the Aretha Franklin pin, but you can draw whatever you'd like. Our next step is to take the 6 by 6 inch piece of aluminum foil that's folded into quarters and place it on top of the front of the pinback button and fold it around so that it's nice and tight. Next, place your design on top and trace over your lines with your dull pencil. It's very important that the tip of your pencil is dull, otherwise it will pierce the aluminum foil. If your pencil isn't dull enough, try scribbling on a scrap piece of paper first. Trace your entire design. When you're done, remove the tracing paper and you should see a faint outline of your design. Now take your pencil and retrace your design directly on the aluminum foil. You'll see that your design will come out even better. Next, take the lid off of the black acrylic paint and take your Q-tip and apply paint to the entire design. A little bit of paint goes a long way. Once you have applied paint and have covered your entire design, wait about 1 to 2 minutes. Next, take a paper towel and brush off the black paint. You'll see that the black paint will remain in the creases of your design. You can take your dull pencil and go over any lines where the black paint didn't really stay in there and reapply the black paint, wait another minute, and then wipe it off with your paper towel again. And you can do this until you're satisfied with how your button looks. The last step is to turn over your design and take your school glue and apply a generous amount all along the inside of your button, just around the sides. You don't have to go in the middle, but you want to definitely apply a good amount. Then make sure you have the right side facing up and the inside facing in, and put the back of the pinback button on top. Then you can take your glue and go back around where the two sides meet, just to make sure that we put plenty of glue on there so that our button pin will stay together. You're going to want to let this dry probably for a full day. So put it aside and don't touch it so that glue can really dry. This is an example of one that's already been done. So you can unpin it and put it on a backpack or a shirt. whatever you'd like to do with it. Just be careful because that pin is sharp. Join me next month in a virtual tour of Sarah Farrington's exhibit Model Home and a workshop in which we will create abstract paper relief sculptures. Thank you to our generous sponsors and supporters. Thank you to our library partners.